Sir, the Indore Institute family is very highly privileged to have you among us in our premises.
Thank you so much.
So that was a very long journey. आप वहाँ से यहाँ तक आए. So could you just describe us कि आप कितनी बड़ी जर्नी, क्या स्ट्रगल रहा, कैसे आपने किस चीज़ों से आपने फेस की चीज़ें थोड़ा.
भाई साहब, आप जो हमारे लिए अरेंजमेंट्स किए हैं वही तो स्ट्रगल है. मैं तो सिर्फ एक हवाई जहाज में बैठकर आ गया, कोई काम नहीं था. आपका ही तो सब काम है यहाँ पे.
That was all yours कि हमने आपको इतना ढूंढा, with your busy schedule आप यहाँ पे आए.
I don't think anybody is that busy when one is doing something which is their calling.
Yes.
So thank you so much for calling me over here and engaging me. And मैं बहुत बार इंदौर आया हूँ, मगर ये बताऊँगा कि the kind of welcome that I've received from your institution is very heartwarming. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. So next question is, what was your opinion about the today's modern, जो हम अभी बहुत सारे प्लेस करते हैं, something आपके उस टाइम पे बहुत पुराने म्यूजिक, लाइट म्यूजिक्स रहते थे, आप इतने रॉकिंग और इतने ऐसे म्यूजिक्स आ रहे हैं, उनके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
हर ज़माने में I think situations change. Everything changes around. Situations change because technology changes. सोच विचार चेंज होता है. इसके साथ साथ बर्ताव भी चेंज होता है, और बर्ताव के साथ शायरी के साथ पहले जो शायरी आपको सुनाई देते थे, आप you cannot put आज की शायरी जो है, जो you cannot have the same kind of music for today's kind of generation with the kind of lyrics that you are providing. Things were very different. 50s, 60s, you could say, was the age of innocence. वहाँ पे शायरी भी अलग तरीके से के थे, और it was more poetic. I'm not saying that there's no poetry today. There is poetry. There is a lot of poetry, but not necessarily in music. Poetry तो किसी चीज में भी आप देख सकते हैं. Romance तो किसी चीज में भी आप देख सकते हैं. मगर your way of expression will keep on changing over time. Because उस जमाने में आपको तो मालूम है, एक गाना तलत साहब के सुने होंगे, जलते हैं जिसके लिए, where Sunil Dutt picks up a telephone, and पुराने ज़माने के telephone, and he keeps singing to Nutan ji. And imagine substituting that scene with a Galaxy S9 Plus cell phone. मामला कुछ बदल. So today is a digital era, and the setting, the kind of clothes you wore, the kind of furniture you had, the kind of places that you visited, uska decor, everything was different, and everything changed. Technology changed, fashion changed, style changed, your way of dressing changed. You never had Bollywood stars except for probably Dharmendra ji, who had a physique to talk about. He still looks good, yes, so, but I'm just saying, but those are the days that you won't expose your chest and show off your physique. उस ज़माने में character पे ध्यान देना was. There were stars. I'm not saying that it was just acting and no stardom. Of course there was. But उस ज़माने के stardom में भी फर्क था. In terms of choice of dressing, focus was different. So rather than showing the physique, it was your acting skills which mattered, or your good looks, was based on what could be seen with your clothes on. तो उस ज़माने में it was formal in some respects, but so along with that the music was also likewise. साथ साथ म्यूजिक भी कोमल था, रस भरा था, शायरी में बहुत गहराई थी. तो उस kind of, in that kind of a setting, with that kind of environment, with that kind of people, with that kind of lyrics, you had to compose something which was soft, melodious, heartwarming. The requirement was different. आजकल के ज़माने में जो अब पूरा टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से style, everything has changed. You cannot, and today nobody speaks poetry in normal language. In the times of Rabindranath Tagore, आपके textbooks में आप पढ़े होंगे, where the mind is without fear, but or his romantic poetry in Bengali or in English. That has changed also with time. The language has changed. So people don't speak that way. If you did, you would be embarrassed. Because ask ke zamane mein, if you spoke like that out of the blue to your girlfriend, she would look at you very strangely. Aapka diwan nahi hua hai na? Waise. So, I'm not saying it's wrong or right. Things have changed. And situation ke hisab se, the music has also changed. Aajkal, I'll give you an example. Talat Saab ki ek gana hai. Yesterday we were discussing Madan Mohan ka ek composition. तेरी चमकती आंखों के आगे ये सितारे कुछ भी नहीं. Today the equivalent would be ये काली काली आंखें, ये गोरे गोरे गाल. हमारे ज़माने के बंदा होता तो we would be shocked, unhappy, grieved, because we see beautiful poetry, beautiful lyrics being substituted with something which is very down to the earth, almost crass to our ears. So, but I don't think we should put down anything which is happening today. See, your exposure is different. At your age, your exposure is different. What I have done when I was your age, and I hope it wasn't that long, I would have shocked my generation above me. ये कौन सा आदमी है यार? They would have been quite shocked at my candidness, my behavior, and they would have shaken their heads disapprovingly. आजकल के ज़माने, this is for time immemorial. ये होता ही रहता है और चलता ही रहेगा. The older generation, up to some point of time, their wavelength, their bandwidth can accept changes. There was a time my father could operate on a Casio, what do you call this? Organizer, desk organizer. When it came to mobile phones, he switched off. Today, I feel, what's wrong with the mobile phone? 20 years from now, 30 years from now, there will be technology that I cannot relate to because it's out of my bandwidth, it's out of my wavelength. The next generation will wonder why, what's so difficult that he can't pick this up. ये होता ही रहेगा. So music भी change किया. कुछ youngsters मुझे पूछा, why can't you, sir, you're so fond of Hemant Kumar, even be like that. Why can't you sing a song of Hemant Kumar? Or that kind of music in today's Hollywood. I said, please imagine the scenario. ये रात ये चांदनी फिर कहा सुन जा दिल की दास्तान. On a hero who has no shirt on, flexing his biceps.
Yeah.
just doesn't suit the scenario. That's why I believe पुराने ज़माने के गाने सुनना है, there is a window of nostalgia available to you anytime. You have a choice to enjoy today's music in today's context if you like it. And if you don't, and you want an escape from it, the nostalgia window is forever open and within your reach. Today is the age of digitization. You can preserve. So what you like, you'll preserve and you can always go back to it. If you want to perform it, you can do that. If you want to add a different flavor to it, you can. That's up to you. How good that is, you will be judged by your audience in terms of your sensitivities. I hope it's a long explanation.
Yeah, so you talk about the generation gap. कि एक generation gap होता है.
Always.
Yeah. अभी हम present scenario में देखें कि अगर कोई घर का लड़का या लड़की, if they wanted to be a singer, वो अपने parents को बोलते हैं कि yeah, I want to become a singer, I want to go to the Bombay, I want to go in the film industry, I have to sing. तो एक difference आता है कि नहीं, parents एक safer side होता है कि नहीं, बॉम्बे में कैसे रहेगा, क्या जाएगा, क्या करेगा, क्या खाएगा. How you deal with your parents?
I disagree.
Yeah.
I completely disagree. I think आजकल के ज़माने में I see parents themselves wanting to enroll their children in reality shows. Sometimes they go to other extreme of pushing them to do something to fulfill their own unrealized dreams. मैं ये देखता हूँ. I don't see so much of. I mean, of course, there are hundreds of examples one can take for or against, but I think overall I see the trend that today if entertainment has taken over as a career option, and a lot of parents also seriously encourage and push, in fact, their children to get into this field. Today, I mean, I'm just telling you, today the kind of dance routines which you see, हमारे ज़माने में you are able to see gymnastics. You thought it was only prevalent in Uttar Pradesh, or one or two places in North India, but now it's prevalent everywhere. And the aesthetic way in which I see youngsters bringing on programs, wow! I mean, I can't even think that हमारे ज़माने में we had that kind of. Of course, our talent was different, और हमारा ढंग अलग. But they have evolved, they've progressed, and they've taken the dance form to. They might have copied Western thing, but they've brought in their own kind of statement also along with it. And there's a lot of skill today which is being exhibited in, call it music, call it. I see it everywhere, and parents. I think a larger percentage of parents encourage and push their children. उस ज़माने में they were more like नहीं engineering में जाओ, medicine में जाओ. In my generation, people used to ask me, so are you going to become a doctor or an engineer? So doctor was the first thing, engineer was the second thing. I would say neither. My father was an engineer. You don't want to be an engineer like your father? I said, never. Last thing in the world. My father would laugh. And he was not disappointed. That's what I love about him. He was so broad-minded. I mean, I could do anything which I wanted to do, and he was there to support me. So that was a rarity those days, and I was blessed.
So what is your inspiration and role model in your life? Who was your role model? Who inspired you to sing and go for the stage performance and all?
There are several role models we all have in our lives.
Like in our generation, we have Surojit Singh and something.
No, you're talking about special music.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're born as a singer. it's not something that you can acquire as a skill. You can develop your skills further if you already are talented, but talent is God given. Talent is something that you're born with. You cannot invent it. I mean, you can probably be talented in sports also, but I'm seeing a lot of people can learn and acquire skills. I'm also a trainer. So I wasn't born with that. I learned that skill of how to be a faculty, how to take a subject, how to make it interesting by watching others, by trying it out, by recording sessions of myself and then watching it and seeing how it was working on students.
Yeah.
So we had lots of mock sessions as trainers. So that was a learned skill. Music is something that you're born with. I'll explain to you. If you don't have good vocal cords, if you don't have a ear which can distinguish notes, you can't be a singer. If anybody tells you otherwise, he or she is lying to your face. Why? Because these aren't something which you can acquire. If you are already a singer with good vocal cords, with a good ear, you can train yourself to be fantastic. From good to extremely good to extraordinary. वहाँ पे भी हमारा limitations है. And then every person has got their own kind of talent. So some people have got heavy voices. They don't have flexibility to sing a lot of songs. Some people are very flexible, but they don't have the वो जो गंभीरता जो जिसकी जहाँ पे ज़रूरत है, they can't give that. My role model, I think, from the age of 1, there was one gentleman called Hemant Kumar or Hemant Kumar Mukherjee. Hemant Kumar Mukherjee. Singer, composer, Bengali, has composed music in Bengali and Hindi. I was exposed to him. I think there was a particular song of his in Bengali which was very endearing to me. Even from the age of 1, I started responding to them. My father was a big fan. He took me to a Hemant Kumar program in Chennai in 76, and I saw the gentleman live at the age of 55. His voice filled the auditorium. I just sat back because his voice was like a soccer punch. I couldn't do anything. I've seen Kishore Kumar 2 years after that. Fabulous entertainer. But Hemant Kumar का जो प्रभाव मेरे ऊपर लगा, I was rooted to my chair. I couldn't move. 30 songs. The next day I was in front of a harmonium. I wore a dhoti as best as I could, and I started singing. Then the teacher told me,
That was your turning point from where you started your career as being a singer.
no. I think I realized I was a singer from a very, very early age.
Okay.
You couldn't shut me up. Nobody had to ask me, like Bengali household, "Are khoka gao to?" You know. So you didn't have to ask me. People would have to ask me to stop. It was that love for music was always with me. Wherever I went, I would sing in class, I would sing in my workplace, I would be singing all the time.
So, what were your ups and downs? What you faced in your field?
Ups and downs are something which I feel there is one which is what your generation wants, what the market wants, whether you are in tune with that. Whether you're in tune with the market. So if you're not in tune with the market, you'll have it down.
Yeah.
Second thing is your to prop yourself up, to prepare yourself. If you don't do that, you will have only doubts.
Definitely.
I don't think you can do things without effort. So if you, some people have had it successful. Now everything is on the same plane. Like for instance, you're with it in terms of the market. What the market wants, you're prepared at that point of time with your skill. You have that audience. Everything falls in line. Your day is made. But I don't think it's as dramatic as that for all of us. We see our ups and downs in many ways. But I don't know whether you should call it any up and down at all. There are months I don't have any programs. And there are months where I have back-to-back shows where I don't have enough sleep. I'm traveling in between shows, not getting any rest at all. It's tiring, you fall sick. But at the end of it, it's worth it. It's worth it.
If you feel satisfied that you have
100%.
that feeling is very good.
I think whatever you do, whatever field you're in, if that's what presses your buttons, that's your calling, you shouldn't be ashamed or afraid to go after it. I got into the music field at a very late stage professionally, where I left my job for 25 years of corporate life. And one day, overnight, well, it was not overnight. सोच तो बहुत साल से था, मगर it was an overnight decision that कल will be my resignation. And the day I took that decision, I think my happiness quotient went up that much. A minimum amount of happiness quotient went up, and that's not come down. So if I was already happy, if this was the extent of happiness one could have, and I was here, I suddenly, because of the decision, went up. Whatever else you do might take you further. So I felt that it gave me a new energy, and the fatigue or trials and tribulations. People talk about competition. I don't like competition. I don't believe in competition. All of us are different. It's not like a race. At least not, I don't think music is a race. Athletics, right? In sports field, yes, that's great. But I don't think music is a competition, which is why I don't like reality shows. Because there may be a lot of people who are very, very talented. And to say, I don't like you, I like this person better. You tell me. I can turn the tables onto the judges and ask them the question, who would you prefer? Mohammed Rafi is a better singer, or Hemant Kumar is a better singer, or Kishore Kumar is a better singer, or Lataji, or Ashaji, or Geeta Dutt, or Bhupinder Saab. You tell me who is best. And tell me if you get one unanimous reply amongst anybody in the audience or amongst the judges. I guarantee you not.
Exactly.
You dare not. These guys, I'm not saying that all singers are equal in terms of their efforts or a standard. Yes, I believe that some people, time will tell who will become a legend. When you hear their songs and love them for decades together and are still performing their songs, that is one test that time gives you to say that these guys are legends. How dare you differentiate? Can Rafi Saab sing a song of Hemant Kumar in the same way? Can Hemant Kumar do a classical song like Manna Saab? Can Kishore Kumar do a song of Rafi Saab? Can Manna or even dream of doing a song in the yodeling style of Kishore Kumar? That doesn't make them better or worse. They all had their unique ability, which made them so special and endearing over years. I don't think you should judge people on the basis of, you might prefer one more than the other. That's a different thing. I consider Hemant Kumar to be my Sarvashresht Guru in music. That doesn't make Rafi any less as a singer. My own situation, my own thought pattern, my own personal likes and dislikes come into the forefront when I say, yes, I like Hemant Kumar the most. But I would never judge one singer being better or worse than another. I think it's a wrong thing to do. That's why I don't believe in competition music. It's good fun to have competition, but आजकल those tear-jerking, emotional, heart-rending scenes, it's all fake. Puts me off.
सर हम लोगों ने सुना है कि आप जैसे अभी हेमंत कुमार के सॉन्ग्स तो हमारे कैंपस में गाएंगे, इसके अलावा भी हमने देखा आपके शोज आप डिफरेंट लेजेंड्स के भी सॉन्ग्स गाते हैं. कौन कौन से लेजेंड्स के आप प्रिफेयर करते हैं सॉन्ग्स या जो आपको सूट करते हैं?
दोनों क्वेश्चन में काफी फर्क है. You might like to do a lot of things. I mean, that way there's a singer who I can never hope to reach is a Western singer called Jim Reeves. I don't think I'd ever come anywhere close to singing his songs. I attempt to, but I miserably fail in that. But I think songs of singers who I'm comfortable in singing, whom I also love to sing and have sung, are, of course, apart from Hemant Kumar, who's a natural choice. Sometimes you're lucky that your voice timbre is similar to a singer. And you're very lucky if that's also a singer who you consider to be your all-time favorite. Kishore. I sing his songs. His is one of the toughest because the voice texture of Kishore Da keeps changing across songs. Very complex in his delivery. I yet to come across 100% match. I mean, it's very difficult to come across 100% match of any singer, but I'm just saying, even close, Kishore Kumar has got that kind of complexity in his voice. But I love singing his songs, I love yodeling, and I do quite a few shows with Kishore Da also. Vanda Desab is another person whose songs I sing. I'm not a classical singer at all. I don't have any formal training in music at all. So whatever I've learned is maybe a few well-wishers who have helped me with a few songs, but most of it is self-taught. Vanda Desab, maybe all his romantic songs, leaving out the tougher classical songs. Talat Saab, Talat Mahmood. I simply love his songs. I sing a handful of songs of Bhupinder Sahib. Hindi music mein, this is the range which I normally restrict myself to. I dare not sing songs of Rafi Saab or Mukesh ji because I think their voices, their styles are very, very different from mine.
प्लीज सर कुछ दो लाइनें आपके जो हेमंत कुमार सर को छोड़ के तो आप शाम को पूरा प्रोग्राम ही देने वाले जो आपको लगे कि आप जिसमें सबसे ज्यादा कंफर्ट है. I prefer Mehmood साहब.
You would like to hear Talat Saab?
Yeah.
Okay. आज तो आप सुनने ही वाले हैं हेमंत कुमार जी. मेरी याद में तुमरा आंसू बहाना नजी को जलाना मुझे भूल जाना समझना कि थारे सपना सुहाना वो गुजरा ज़माना मुझे भूल जाना मेरी याद में.
क्या बात.
Thank you.
Sir, you are also said कि मन्ना डे किशोर कुमार. Few lines of किशोर कुमार sir.
Kishore. ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन, चैन आए मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए।
क्या बात है सर, मैं जितना ऑब्जर्व कर पाया, आप कहीं पे भी रहें, चाहे स्टेज पे रहें, चाहे भी आप इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं, आपका एक जो गाने का तरीका है वो बड़ा मतलब विद जेस्चर्स आप बिल्कुल बिल्कुल उसमें खो जाते हैं। मतलब ऐसा आपको मतलब अंदर से मतलब लगता है, या आपको ऐसा लगता है कि बस मैं सॉन्ग गा रहा हूँ जब मैं खुद ही हूँ, कल सामने कल सुनाना है मेरे को?
देखिए, पहले पहले मैं आंखें बंद करके जब गाता था तो किसी ने बताया मुझे कि आंखें खोलो, सबको देखो, have eye contact with your audience, you are an entertainer. I tried it. I forgot my lyrics. You know, this technique works when you're a trainer, not when you're performing. Because when you're performing, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to impress your audience with your looks, with your facial expressions and gestures, how good you look in the dress that you're wearing? Now, it depends on the genre of singing. So if you're doing a Michael Jackson song, you wouldn't close your eyes and give the same expression of "Man ki aankhein khol baba." You wouldn't do that. That kind of music deserves a kind of explosive which is why when you have a Michael Jackson performing, or anybody, even a youngster today performing in a huge, I mean, if you're going to give him that kind of thumping music, you'll have the whole audience going, gaga, because that's a different scenario. Some of the, even your elders who might attend that show will behave that way. That behavior will change with the genre of music. That doesn't mean they will not listen to something which is different. But so when you're talking about my gestures and all that, I discovered that I'm the happiest when I can cut everything else off and get into the song. The minute I'm conscious of anything else, there's a compromise. And that I'm not prepared to do. So, am I singing for the audience? Well, I hope that I am performing in an audience where the genre is preferred. If nobody likes what you're doing, then after some time you also don't, you get that message from them. But if let's say that you have gone into a place where you know that people enjoy that kind of music, more or less, then you have no business to show off. I mean, you can't do that. I'm not saying that. I mean, again, with the kind of music which I do, let me correct myself.
But I think it's better for of course, for you and the listener, all the.
If I were twice as good looking as I am,
So you
maybe
are.
maybe if I were, I would have thought. But since I don't have that thing under my belt, I have to think of joke. But I'm just saying it. I have to think of the song, and I think when you get into the song, any gestures which come, you're not. It becomes part of your style over the period of time without you realizing that thing happening. So it's sort of forced. Initially in the TV shows, they said you must swing your arms. I tried. I think it was the most miserable. I looked miserable, felt miserable. I must have sounded miserable. Because what I was singing normally. I mean, I wasn't making any real gestures. That came naturally later on. But in the initial stages, I was quite stiff. I would, sing. And I said, no, this is a television thing. So, wave your hands a little bit, try it. It looked very funny. I've never watched that program, and I had a copy of the program. I've never seen it once. I'm too ashamed. Yeah, but जो होता है naturally, you can get that when you are sincere to your music. That's it.
Sir, Kishore Kumar sir, they are enjoying all the parts, dancing,
Of course, wow.
singing.
Kishore Kumar.
उसके बाद मैंने शायद आपको देखा है sir. You are also enjoying with your dance, your gestures.
Depends on what I'm singing. So if you see me performing a Kishore Kumar song, you'll see me as a very different avatar. When you see me performing a song of Hemant Kumar, you'll almost think it's a different person. But the common thing which you will notice wherever I'm performing, my first job and duty is towards a song. If I can get into the song, then I know the job is done. Otherwise, it's just cheap publicity. I don't believe in clap for me, I just don't like that.
Last important question, sir. हम लोग का institute है. We have engineering, pharmacy, management.
हाँ जी.
सर आप ट्रेनर रहे बहुत कई सालों तक. उसके बाद आपने एक डिसीजन लिया एक नाइट की नहीं अब मेरे को स्विच करना है और शायद उसके बाद आप ज़्यादा हैप्पी हुए आप ज़्यादा खुश हुए. जब आप ट्रेनर थे तो आप हमारे स्टूडेंट को एक क्या मोटिवेशनल कुछ वर्ड्स देना चाहेंगे क्या करना चाहिए उनको उनकी लाइफ में क्या इंस्पिरेशन होना चाहिए.
Training in one way was also a performance that I believed in. By performance, I don't mean an act. There's a very big difference between acting something, playing a role just like that, and also performing. When you perform, you put your 100% in that. What motivated me in training was accidental. I took training as an accidental choice because I had a sales background and people asked me in one of my jobs, would you consider to train? I said, I don't have any background, any formal training skills. So I didn't know whether I was going to be good in that. But I discovered I had a connect. And I'll tell you how I discovered that. I remember the very first day as a trainer when I took my first class. There were about 20 odd students around your age or younger by a year or two. Most of them were doing their undergraduation. They were all sitting, looking at me expectantly. It took a huge amount of courage to get out of my seat and come forward and address them. That journey, getting out of the chair and standing in front of them was the biggest hurdle that I had to undergo. I discovered within seconds it was not that much of a hurdle. It was not. Because I think what made me perhaps successful as a trainer, if I at all could say that, was I was a very desperate student. When I sat through science sessions or mathematics classes, I remember the trauma I underwent when everybody else could understand what was happening and I wasn't. Every time I asked a doubt and everybody would look at me, the teacher after a while then saying, maybe you should meet me after class. I remember those days of humiliation. especially my 11th and 12th, because they were not subjects which I was fond of at all. Couldn't relate to them. I put myself in the shoes of people who was before me. There was one expert faculty who was asked a question. How do you look at your students and how do you concentrate on your students? He said, I look at the cream 20%, who I know will do something with what I teach, and I couldn't care a damn about the rest. Those words, when I heard it, hit me and hurt me. This was much later on that somebody was discussing. He had gone abroad and met an expert trainer, and this is what he was told. I couldn't believe my ears. I was thinking, poor 80% of those who were sitting there. It's because of probably people like him that I had all the fears. I focused on that 20% of students who were desperate. Desperate to understand, ashamed to be pointed out, embarrassed to be engaged in conversation. I concentrated on those people because I knew that if I could get across to them, everybody else will follow. So the questions I would ask, if you're a brilliant student and you are not, I would ask you the tougher questions, but I would encourage you to answer questions which I knew if you had followed me somewhat, you would attempt. And I gave you all the time in the world to take your response. I would give other examples. I wouldn't give the answer straight away. So we had beautiful coaching in NIIT. I was part of NIIT and NIIST. I'll never forget them for their training skills. It was called discovery learning. You weren't lectured to. You were made to think. You were given situations where you were made to think. Clues would be given, but you came out with the answers. And therefore, you had more conviction with the answer. So that, I was in love with my job. I was in love with that organization, which I think gave me that platform. And that's how I think those few skills and training which gave me comfort was that organization, and I was part of.
That was really good, sir, hearing the words from you. And that I think that these words may help the students who are really struggling, and not only the singing part, but on the corporate one also.
Thank you so much. I really feel that as a student, today I feel, when you have come out of a thing, you've got so many other things giving you confidence. Many times we're scared to ask. Many times we feel that we will face ridicule. I mean, you don't have to be a pain to anybody.
Yeah.
By pointedly asking questions, it's just for the fun of it. But I think you deserve to have an answer. May I ask you a question?
Definitely, sir.
What is A plus B the whole squared?
A square plus B square plus 2AB.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me one example in real life that you can use with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was a serious question. I'd like you to go to maths teacher and ask him the same question.
I'll go to sir.
Do that. I would be happy if somebody told me that, Surojit, it's alright, at this age, I cannot teach you the application, but let me tell you that these are the fields that it actually does get used. Nobody with that authority taught me. I had a lot of inspired teachers, nothing against them, but it's not the teachers, the system is such. In India, we have learned by rote. Kahat Kabir Sun Bhai Sadhu. Maybe you can learn that by rote. But if you're going to learn A plus B the whole squared by rote, God help you. And God help your education. Anything which I believe that you cannot understand and that you've been taught and nobody has an answer for, why? But you better does not have a place in my textbook. It has no application because I will vomit it out and I will leave it. I was punished. Everybody in my class were punished if you didn't know algebra, formulae, or anything, for instance. But if you didn't have an answer for a simple question, if I need to spend my time, energy, and feel in your class, and you can't give me a reply as to where it is applied in life, you have no business teaching me that. And that goes for the system. So my thing is, if you're a faculty, your job is to be as honest as possible with your student, understand his concern, and take him from where he's really uncomfortable. What is his discomfort level? Where is he facing that problem? Be gentle with that person. You make him overcome that fear. You've opened a new world for him.
So that is something which make you different from the others and make you the legend Surojit Guha.
I just learned it the hard way.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Condolences to your family, Raven, to you all, and we hope you for the very good performance in that evening.
Thank you so much. Happy Diwali in advance.
Thank you, sir.